Hey guys, this is Lindsay with Elderberry Queen. Thank you so much for watching. In this video today, we are going to be talking about my story, how I came to start the business called Elderberry Queen and why it's so dear to my heart. About 4 years ago, I started this journey with Elderberry Syrup. I had my fifth child, and he was born in April of 2014. And that first winter, he was pretty sick, I guess I would say. The whole the entire family was sick, honestly. And I'm sure that many people can relate to this, where one would come home with a sickness and it would just kind of continue around the house, while his asthma began with a cold, and then it just continued with just this asthma, just this crud that would not go away. I ended up having to bring him into the doctor, and she started him on this asthma plan and a nebulizer and all these different medications and everything that he was supposed to be inhaling. And so that was basically his entire first year of life, was having to be on a nebulizer when it just got too bad. And I remember dropping him off at like Lifetime Fitness so that I could work out, and I'd have to tell the people there, no, he's not sick, this is just what he sounds like, this is normal. And I really got tired of that, always having to deal with sick kids and having to deal with the nebulizer and all of that junk. So I started to do some research into ways to naturally boost our immune systems, and that's where I had come upon Elderberry Syrup. I did a lot of research, I looked into it and decided, you know, this is something that I definitely think that I should try for my family. And I remember looking online and realizing that this little tiny bottle of elderberry syrup, I think it was like 8 ounces, was $2.32 per fluid ounce. And it probably wouldn't have lasted our family more than a week. I don't even recall now. But with a family of 7, it just wasn't something that made sense for me. And I'm not too much of a DIY, do-it-yourself kind of person, you know, having so many kids too. I mean, my time is limited in what I can do, but I did decide to, you know, buy the dried elderberries. I did already have raw honey at home, some local honey. And so, and underneath the comments, in one of the comments, you know, this was on Amazon, someone had, you know, listed a recipe for elderberry syrup. So that's what I did. So I started making it. This would have been in 2015 that I started making this. And I think it was in the middle of winter. And my kids, of course, were really sick all the time. And it was just crazy how right away, literally right away, I saw a change in my family's health. They went from being constantly sick to very, very rarely sick. And so, of course, I thought this was a fluke. There's no way that this could be the reason that my kids were no longer getting sick like they used to. And so, you know, fast forward to the next winter, I, of course, started making it right in the beginning of the school year. We took it every single day. I miss weekends here and there just because we're all busy, and I'm kind of used to the schedule of giving it to the kids before they get on the bus. But same thing was going on. Very, very healthy kids, very rarely getting sick. If they did start feeling something, same with me, if I ever started feeling something, I would just take extra doses, and it literally just went away. So I thought this was just so cool. You know, when you're really excited about something, you want to tell somebody. And so that's what happened. I told friends and family, and one person in particular, you know, said to me, Lindsay, you should really sell this. You should sell this to other people. I would buy this. And it's just kind of a crazy thought. This was never something that was, for me, intended to be a business. And even though I am an entrepreneur and I have tried probably 3 or 4 different business ventures, that's just not where this started for me. This was just, I want my kids to be healthy, and I want you to try elderberry syrup so your kids are healthy, but not necessarily that I should sell this to you. And so, but anyway, so she said, you know, you should sell this or whatever. And so that's what I did. I, you know, started making some and kind of sharing with friends and family. And they had very similar results with their family as well. And So then I decided, okay, well, I'm going to post this on Facebook. So I posted it on one of the Facebook garage sale sites that was near me. And, you know, I just took a picture of my mason jar full of elderberry syrup, and I added a little, in the picture was also, you know, the raw honey that I used and the elderberries, and I just said, hey, this is me. I've got these kids, they're always sick, but you know, I'm making this and it's really working great. Does anybody want some? Kind of a thing, you know, you're just throwing out a line, you never know. And it was just crazy because I hit send and it was just a flood of responses. I think this was in like December. And I remember sitting there next to my husband and I was almost in tears as I counted the amount of people that had responded. I swear it's probably over 50 people. And so that's where this journey really began with me, is, you know, this is from the heart. This is out of love. This is for me wanting to help people. And that's where this is. And so the recipe that I used back then is very, very similar to the recipe that I'm using now. And so, you know, I posted on that first Facebook garage sale site, and then as the years continued, I would get up to maybe going to like 5 different places. So it was just really crazy where, let's just say at 5:30, I would meet people at the Home Depot parking lot. I would get out of my van, and literally up to maybe 15, maybe 20 people would get out of their vehicles, and you know, one of my kids would be there. They'd have a little clipboard. They'd have everybody's name on there, exactly what they wanted. They'd tell them how much it was. So they literally would get in line in the parking lot. One of my kids would take care of them, and then they'd come around to the back of the van, and that's where I would be there sitting. And you know, I'd ask them if they've purchased before and do they have questions, and that's where my heart is. I mean, my heart is not the money aspect of it, but I want to talk to you. I want to understand, what is your situation? Why are you taking elderberry? What can I do to help you? And so then people would just walk away with elderberry syrup. So I would be at one parking lot for about 15 minutes. I'd have 15 minutes to get to the next stop, and I would stop at the next one, and vice versa. And you know, I think the last time I did a parking lot drop, I think we met with over 100 people over the 5 stops. And so throughout this process, I just kind of figured out, you know, this is really awesome, but sometimes, a lot of times, people can't meet me at that particular time, or holy cow, it is cold in February. I remember meeting people one February day and it was below 0. My feet were freezing. It just wasn't a good long-term solution. So I started looking into how can I get this onto store shelves? So how can people buy this product? I wanted people to be able to buy this product at their leisure whenever they needed it, so they didn't have to just, you know, set aside certain times so that they could, you know, come and meet me, because it was difficult for a lot of people. Everybody's got sports or different things going on. So that kind of began the process of me looking into how can I move this forward? You know, what can we do to get this onto store shelves? And so that was really, I would say, about a year-long process from looking into what can I do to actually getting it approved and in stores. And that will definitely be a different video. We can talk about that. I think this is a great thing for people to watch if you're looking to A, start a business, B, start a food business or a dietary supplement business. You know, that this wasn't something that was available for me. I did not know anybody that had a dietary supplement business, so there was nobody that I could have answer my questions. There's really no handbooks, there's no books out there, at least nothing that I found that was relevant to me to help me figure out what are my next steps. And so I hope to be a good resource for people who do want to follow their dreams and pursue their dreams, whether it's in the food business or in a different way as well. So, but now, you know, fast forward to now, here we're in about 40 different stores, and I'm a top seller on Amazon for organic elderberry syrup, which is so cool, because that is where I originally looked to find elderberry syrup and wasn't able to find that it was affordable for me. And that was really a huge goal for me, to be able to get onto Amazon so that this was accessible for people. and then continuing to move forward. Really, my goal is to be in stores across the country so that people don't have to pay for shipping or have to get it delivered to their home. Obviously, that's kind of the way of the future, is having things delivered to you, and I understand that, but there is also a cost to shipping, and I'd like people to be able to pay the least amount as possible to get the product. So that would really be nice. So I'm working on that right now. So just want to thank you guys for watching, and definitely tune in for the rest of my videos. Thanks.